This week, we're reminded
Saltwater, four-wheel drives, they don't mix.
we discover the beach is as challenging as it is beautiful. The ever-changing weather puts a spanner in the works. Our mates give the loan car a whirl. And a fish recovers a dog.
Oh, look at that.
All in this week's Life Off-Road.
There was one standout character amongst the crew, and we've nicknamed him the Wildcard, and that's Michael from Piranha.
I thought, well, you know, what's the worst that can happen?
As soon as you got the right time, you idle down there. Perfectly calculated, no salt wash, no damage to anything whatsoever, and I just looked like fools, to be honest. We were all stressing, and he's come along and just idled on through like there's not even a problem.
Easy peasy.
We thought, heck, now we've all got to do it. Simon put the Iveco out there, set it up in the middle as a winch point just in case something did go wrong. So we're not out there for minutes waiting for a recovery solution. Everyone knew exactly where everyone's recovery points were. Woo! It was quite calculated, and if something did go wrong, it wouldn't have gone wrong for long.
It was intimidating at first. I had the luxury of watching a couple of other vehicles go through. The last part coming out, it was a bit soft, you flick a bit of sand up.
That little GWM tank, that thing is surprising the heck out of me. I want to hate it, but I can't. It is such a cool little car. I've dropped down there and I didn't time the sets properly.
Sprayed the whole side of his car, sprayed the whole underside of his car.
Saltwater, four-wheel drives, they don't mix. Wasn't that bad. It could have been way, way, way worse. We washed the car that night. After I got out of the really sketchy part, it was just awesome to look over your left-hand side. The sun was going down. It was just picturesque.
It can very quickly go from nothing's wrong to everything's wrong. If you're Tom Cruise, your secret agent, time is everything. There is a lot of comparisons and similarities between what we do and what Tom Cruise does as a CIA secret agent. It may not be immediately obvious, but, you know, just contemplate a little bit. With every passing car, the gauntlet that you need to run is more dangerous and it's more treacherous.
But I tell you what, a big embankment isn't a big embankment when you're in Isuzu MPS. It meant I could get on the power nice and early, and I was well and truly out of there by the time any waves were anywhere near me. It was awesome. We are the performance specialists. We love everything performance, whether it be four-wheel drives, whether it be race cars. We specialise in dyno tuning, which is basically the art of making your vehicle more efficient, give it more power, more torque, more longevity. But we also do all the associated mechanical and wiring components to support you in being able to deliver a successful project. Our headquarters are in Fyshwick in Canberra. However, we have dealers all around Australia. So we're able to deliver our expertise and capability to you no matter where you are. Simon packed the Iveco up, he had all the recovery gear out obviously. We didn't need it, which is always good. We finally all got back together at the very end. We got round the corner and lo and behold, there's one final climb out of the beach and it is a doozy.
Coming up to it, sort of cooked it. My mistake was I took it too wide, sand was soft, turning in, it killed all the power momentum.
And I got all confused and we ended up sort of almost trying to race ourselves up this hill, and it was wide enough to do it, but eventually we both ran out of steam.
We backed up, took a massive run up.
Which was also a struggle because it was quite squashy, so the further back you went, the squashier it got, so it was almost a catch-22.
Just made it over the crest.
We watched Michael, the same relentless soul who led us through the last obstacle, have what seemed like 15 attempts at getting up it.
Eventually he got up, but not without some challenge.
Anthony was up next, and he wasn't hanging around. Up there with ease.
Made sure to give it a lot of right foot. It's my main strategy. We ended up getting up okay.
Simon just kept reversing. Does this mean I'm going next, Simon, or are you going to taking an enormous run up?
That's definitely the latter.
With all the horsepower that we have to play with, I didn't need a run up like that. The Isuzu just ate it. That is its perfect obstacle. One final inland track to get us back to terra firma before we head back to camp.
Now that we've had our fun on the beach, it was time to head back to camp, but not before checking out this amazing sunset. It's times like these I am truly thankful to live in such an amazing country and witness nature at its finest.
That kind of marked the end of our day of driving on the beach, and it was just an absolute cracker of a day. It was just great fun.
I do like this place a lot. I like it 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 a lot. Very nice. It's Borat. Yeah, I get it. It's Borat.
So we followed the track all the way back to the campground, greeted by the camper already set up, ready to go from earlier in the day. That is a sight for sore eyes when you've had a big day on the tracks.
Tonight at the MDC restaurant, we are cooking up an absolute storm. We've got backcountry cuisine versus the outdoor gourmet company. We're going to see which one is the best. We've got some water, we've got a kettle, so let's get cooking. Let's get some water in there. And whilst all that's happening, I'm going to be enjoying a backcountry cuisine berry smoothie. I've had the banana smoothie before. It's my first time trying the berry. Give it a good razzle dazzle. Get a shot of honey there. She's got more razzle dazzle than anybody tonight. Berry, that's actually very nice. It's very nice. That's it, guys. That is now cooking. We'll put that over here for 10 to 15 minutes and let that simmer away. Well, that is it. Straightforward, very quick, easy and simple. We've got 7 meals prepared. Butter chicken. Okay, looks good. Great consistency, but it's all about taste. That's pretty good, guys. Guys, come and get it. How does it taste, honey? Oh, that's delicious. I really like it. It's hot. My vote is that both meals are fantastic, very convenient, very tasty, but I'm going to give my vote to the Outdoor Gourmet Company. Butter chicken tonight is an absolute winner.
So day 2, just great night's sleep, fantastic, right up until I felt raindrops on my forehead. So I sit up and lo and behold, it is belting down with rain. And I'm sure there's some great footage of me and Tony trying to pack away our jack on, jack off camper. I think the camera crew were in stitches over on the other side of the campground. You're welcome.
Waking up to a rainstorm and a windstorm, that rooftop tent really paid for itself last night. I could just see some of the boys running around their swags. They weren't stoked. I didn't care. It was great. Super comfy, super warm. The Bushwhacker Darkness is on a couple of my personal vehicles. It is just an amazing bit of kit. Look, there's a couple of other great awnings out there, don't get me wrong, but value for money, you just can't beat this thing. I know why they call it the Darkness though. The UV rating on this thing is killer. If you're sitting under that thing on a hot day, you won't be hot. This one's got the D-zip fitted, as I've got the penthouse on my vehicle, meaning I can leave that awning up on a nice night, climb on through the awning, and it's just working perfectly. It is absolutely amazing, and it's one of the reasons why it's Australia's favourite awnings.
We drove back into Robe. We met up at a beautiful little local bakery for a sneaky pie and to come up with a bit of a plan for the day. After our meeting of the minds, if you will, we left Robe, went on a bit of a drive.
We then made our way down to Beachport. Again, that was just another beautiful area.
Once we came to Beachport, then we decided to go to 3 Rocks. Really scenic drive through, low-lying shrubs, beautiful views. It was great. Trekking on, the sun came out, the clouds cleared up, and we had spectacular views, so really thankful it panned out that way.
Very nice. Look at that.
Now that the sun was finally out, it was nice to take in the beautiful views that South Australia is famous for. And since the skies have cleared, that means plenty more beach driving to be had. For this trip, we had a Tank 500 as a lone camera car, and the window in the weather had everyone itching for a test drive.
Good to go.
How do you get it to go?
All right. Tank 500. Be a good comparison with the Tank 300. Automatically, it feels way larger than the Tank 300. All right. How do I go?
Driving, wow, it's very, very smooth and comfortable. Let's see if we can get it airborne. It's actually pretty comfortable.
Feels like it's got plenty of poke for 2 litres. Very smooth and comfortable to start with as a first impression. It doesn't feel like it's going to get stuck or do anything silly. It's quite comfortable, quite smooth.
Ooh, the off-road ABS, it's not bad.
It doesn't want to stop accelerating. Wow, it's really quite smooth.
Today we're testing out some of the awesome new features of the new Trax mapping platform. Some of these new features include a redesign of the user interface, a new heads-up display that shows your current location, speed and altitude, and also CarPlay functionality. So in this area alone, we've got about 200 tracks driven by new Trax users. As you record your journey, the platform will infer the difficulty and the condition of the trails that you're driving automatically without you having to provide any input at all.
They shouldn't be doing this so well. And it's so luxurious inside.
You got to keep in mind that, you know, they're destined for families. You've got to put kids in there, touring and things like that. You want a very, very comfortable vehicle.
Very impressive. You know what actually I'm very impressed with? So a lot of vehicles have an absolute heart attack when you hit the brakes on sand. ABS systems just not calibrated correctly and they just really have an aneurysm.
Or not. Holy cow, that's super impressive. I was not expecting that. Wow. Look, obviously you've got the 2-litre petrol turbocharged engine with the electric motor supplementing the power with that. So, wow, I'm really impressed with that.
There we go. That's a little test run on that one.
It's very good.
That was pretty good. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm actually lost for words, seriously.
That was pretty impressive.
You wouldn't think that's a 2-litre. I'll tell you that for free.
I'll tell you what, for what I expected going in, a couple of things surprised me. It goes very well for what it is, but for me it was actually the braking performance. So a lot of vehicles on sand really, really struggle with braking performance. The ABS is just not calibrated properly, it just can't handle it. This handled it absolutely brilliantly.
Your braking sensational, the factory suspension in particular, I was very, very impressed. To see they've taken care and went through a thought process in terms of, you know, the spring rate, how comfortable it is. I thought it was going to get stuck and it didn't. And seriously, I didn't do any diff locks, I didn't touch anything at all. Just put it in drive, handbrake down, point and steer. For a vehicle that's bigger than a Tank 300, it doesn't really feel that much bigger. It's quite nimble, quite forgiving. It sort of tells you what it wants to do in each corner. So it's all about drivability.
It's quite softly sprung, which is probably what you'd expect from a big family wagon like this. It does everything it wants to do in a very refined way. I mean, it's smooth. For 2 litres, I don't know how much the hybrid technology is helping that, but very perky to drive. For people in the market for this, for a biggish, largish wagon, it's got plenty of toys and plenty of things to keep you entertained.
It kind of wants to go. It's kind of more of a wild card than I thought it would be. It drives very well, it's very comfortable. It's completely silent inside.
Local manufacturers should be a bit worried because if that's what $60,000 gets you, I don't think you'll get much more out of the box performance from anyone else, that's for sure.
I think it'd be a good thing.
Thumbs up from me.
I do like it. Impressed.
Tell you what, stock tank, very, very impressive.
What have you found for us here, Simon?
Yeah, look, I found a couple of little rocky steps. Looks like a little bit of fun. I'm going to get my hands off the radio and back on the steering wheel. That was working with the caravan on the back, I'll tell you that, guys.
And the tank.
Look at that, open diffs. Loves it.
Yeah, a little bit of banging and clunking going on, but it's all good.
Yeah, guys, definitely do some suspension seat.
What are you trying to say? Did that look uncomfortable? Because it was.
Simon never ceased to impress us with the tracks that you find.
Whilst the rock crawling was fun and a nice surprise, we were here for the sand, and a little more beach driving was in store. As picturesque as the scenery was though, this is the precursor of the infamous shipwreck coast, and the wind clearly played a big part in that.
Tell they've been at sandblasting the kangaroo and went, that's an interesting idea. We should build a sandblast.
We should build a road in our workshop. It's like following Sydney peak hour traffic. Except we're the only people on the beach.
Having fun? I am having fun, actually.
Just want to give you a bit of a review on the Tank 300E. Been driving it since before the modifications and after. On road, it's been fantastic. Where he actually shines though is off-road. We've put him through all those environments, and to be honest with you, it's excelled in everything. So out of the box, we were quite surprised to see how much down travel there was in factory suspension, and that's really the black art around suspension, how much down travel, getting that wheel to contact the ground. We've obviously improved that. It's a great out-of-the-box solution from factory. However, just doing a couple of little mods like we did, suspension lift, wheels and tyres and a couple other bits and pieces, you can almost make it unstoppable.
Unfortunately, in this case, the Tank 300 had finally met its match and was high-centred on the soft sand. Michael from Piranha was quickly on the scene, and with a few gentle attempts was able to rescue Costa from the sandy trap. But that only created a further challenge for James.
You want me to go up there?
Let's go.
Alright.
What have you done, mate?
Oh, I'm stuck on that.
Yeah, a bit of a bother.
Just when we thought the sand driving was over, it wasn't.
With our final day of exploring almost done, we had time to enjoy one more epic play area and another amazing sunset to close the show.
I think I'm a little bit too fast, my whole dash mat came.
Don't you wish you could do that, Damien? Playing the soft up like that?
Mate, I don't have to wish. All I need to do is turn around.
How was your bouncy, Damien?
You ever sat in one of those like old armchairs? It was just beautiful and smooth.
It's lovely down here. Just opens up into just a bit more fun.
Look at that.
Oh. God, it is just like a lunar landscape, isn't it?
It's not pretty.
Short Transit popped us out onto the coast for a first-class view of the ocean and another amazing sunset.
So here you can actually drive right to the edge of the cliff.
That's epic. Look at that. Boom.
Wow, wow, wow. How good.
It's nice watching the sunset.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man. He's like a vino.
Not a bad view.
Time for a quick photo. I'll be back.
It's been a killer 2 days. Look, the weather has definitely not been our friend.
It has been raining some of the time, but fortunately whenever we've been on the beach and driving, we've had beautiful sunny weather.
So this is my first time to Robe, and it's the same with many other people here.
First time in South Australia, first time in Robe. It's been a great trip.
It's pretty hard not to enjoy given the scenery that we're in and the tracks we're able to drive, but having such a great bunch of people to drive with, it was awesome, and we can't wait to get out there again.
We're looking forward to coming back and hopefully in South Australia, who knows?